Hi, Bill from CJ Pony Parts. We recently upgraded the stereo in our weekend wrench project car using the Model 2 from Retro Sound. Now we've upgraded our stereo, our next step is to upgrade our antenna. This ridiculously tall factory AM antenna has no place on our car. We're going to get rid of that and upgrade to this stylish Shorty Billet antenna from Scott Drake. First step of the installation is to go underneath your dashboard and disconnect the antenna from your stereo. Now we're going to fish the wire across to the kick panel area. Now we're going to remove our antenna from the fender. You got to remove this retaining nut. The best way to do it is with a crescent wrench. And even though we tossed it aside earlier, it's a good idea to keep the antenna mast on for this step. Once you remove the nut, now you can slide the base over the top. You want to make sure to hold on to the antenna because if you don't, it will fall down into the fender. This bracket is what holds the antenna in place. You want to slide the antenna down through the bracket and allow it to tilt it at an angle and remove it. The bracket we just removed is the only part of the original antenna you're going to need for the new installation. The billet antenna does not include one, so we're going to use the original. Now we're going to fish the antenna out through the fender. We'll grab some sort of a string or wire. In our case, we're going to use a coat hanger. Tape it to the antenna, and when you install the new antenna, you can use it to fish it back down through the kick panel. Going to give our fender a quick cleaning. Now we're going to fish it through. Now we need to get the antenna inside the fender. Unfortunately with the Scott Drake, the billet base is larger, so we can't put it on first. We have to put the spacer on here and lower the whole assembly down inside the fender to get this to sit properly before we can pull it back up. To do that, this has to go in first, followed by the spacer. There's a couple different ways to do this. One option is to tie some sort of a fishing twine around here. In our case, we use a wire terminal and a piece of wire to hold it. What you want to do first is just put the bracket over it, put the wire terminal over the stud, use a 6mm nut to hold it in place. Doesn't have to be terribly tight, just make sure it doesn't come off. 1 or 2 turns is more than adequate. I'll fish our wire down into our fender. Lift the bracket up so that can go through first. The bracket through. And then pull it back up. I'm going to drop the lower gasket with the base on first. Now we'll drop the threaded base on. Pull up on the wire to hold it in place while we thread it down. Get it nice and hand tight. And then we'll turn out our nut here to remove our wire. Make sure the base is nice and tight. You can put a wrench on if you want. Just give it a good turn by hand. You grab your mast, thread the mast into place. If your antenna's a little crooked, just loosen the base, turn it till it's straight up and down, and retighten. Now we're ready to reconnect it to our stereo. I'm going to pull the cable through the hole above the kick panel until you feel the grommet, and then pull that through and make sure it's seated in the metal so no water gets through. And now we're just going to fish it across to our radio. And we'll plug it back in. Our Shorty antenna is a huge improvement over the one that we removed we even have better reception than we did before. The installation is not too difficult. The only trick is holding the antenna when you install the mast. By using our string trick or by using the speaker wire we showed you, you shouldn't have any problems. Installation is taking no more than about 30 minutes, so we'll be back on the road in no time.